This is Chris Thomas. He's swinging on the Midnight Bell.
So this is Kate Lyons, and she's swinging the Midnight Bell.
On the first day back, it was kind of weird because it sort of felt like we actually hadn't been away at all. Like we're already good friends and it was already familiar, so in a way it felt like that year and a half actually hadn't happened and we'd just been back after like 2 weeks off or something, but just for a new show. So no, it was really great. It was so nice to be back in the room. Everyone was super excited. A bit of apprehension because I wasn't sure if I could still dance after a year and a half, but no, it was brilliant to be back.
Yeah, it was quite surreal in a way, having been isolated for such a long time, but to be back in a room with other dancers and getting the same class and routine and everything, I know I really enjoyed that and was looking forward to that. Yeah, it was really welcoming and really nice. A bit nervous getting back into class and stuff and creating, but yeah, it's been really enjoyable. It's been quite lucky for us, even though we're swings, so we are doing a lot of learning from everyone else, but in the beginning we were quite involved in the creative process and still are really as things are being made, and it's been really nice to be involved in that.
We're basically just like by each other's side.
Yeah, all
the whole time.
Yeah.
And Chris is super quick, so I'm always like, thank God Chris is here.
Oh, so are you.
But no, it's been nice because we're together, or we're collaborating with other people in the company as well, or there's been times where Matt's put tasks on everyone, and we've also created our own material, and that's ended up winding its way into the show as well. So yeah, it's been quite varied. There's basically 5 couples in the show, and some of their relationships kind of weave in and out of each other's journeys through the show. And what's great for us is that we have this oversight of the whole show, hopefully by the end, because we're learning all the parts, so we get a really good kind of well-rounded interpretation of everything that happens and how what this couple is doing affects what that couple does, and how those relationships change because of their actions.
What's interesting, I think, is how we kind of start with one idea, but the room evolves. Each character finds different relationships with other characters, and how they relate to each other. It feels like a really ongoing process of like lots of different ideas that kind of accumulate into this, what we're getting, quite busy pub experience with only 10 dancers. I think my favourite part of the creative process so far has been being able to be involved in the real creative element of it. I think I really enjoy the kind of choreographic side of it, and how characters can develop into movement and their own movement language. So being able to be part of that process has been really amazing for me.
I have really loved, it's always one of my favourite parts of the process, the conversations that we have with each other, with all the different characters, about the motives, the relationships, the journey, and then referencing back to the books and looking at the language in the books and looking at the dialogue. And Patrick Hamilton's novels, they're so descriptive and it's so rich with all this description of London in that time in the 30s, and then having those conversations with everyone else in the cast and thinking, okay, so how are we going to show this? How are we going to portray this?
It's been such a horrible time for everybody, so get yourself to the theatre, watch something that's going to provide you with some escapism. It's such an amazing cast of performers. It's just been really well thought out, and everybody's heart is in it 100%. And I think if you come, you'll just be blown away.
This is going to be such an amazing show, and everyone needs to see it.